Michael Bowen looking to make it 8 wins out of 8. Same team behind him as his cousin Nigel Benn, Peter de Freitas, Kevin Sanders, the trainer. He's got everything going for him here, hasn't he, really, Bowen? Youth, ambition, height, reach advantages, more powerful, and Jolley has got an awful lot, really, to be contending with.
Well, I'm sure Jolley just wants to get through this and doesn't want to get hurt and wants to get a payday, and I think that's how he looks at it. You know, he's a professional sort of fighter who will try, but can give fighters a bit of trouble.
Bowen looking to get through with the right hand. I think maybe Jolley just got a glove there to deflect the full impact of that shot. The thing is with Bowen, he's at such an early stage of his career and he's not been tested. We don't know what he would be like if he was put under some serious pressure himself. And I don't think we're going to find that out tonight, with all due respect to Jolley.
Yes, I think at this stage, Ian, they're just trying to give him the confidence that he needs to go on. There will be tougher nights than this along the way. But at this stage, just when he's young, he needs to build up as much confidence in his own natural ability.
Left himself open to the left hand there, and there was a little sign of inexperience from Michael Bowen. Jolley really is at that stage of his career where he's in the pain game. Not that it's a game.
He really is, but every now and again he's just finding little gaps in the defence of Bowen, who at times is just too casual when he's in close. And he's just been made to pay for that, taking unnecessary punches.
Which makes you wonder whether better class opponents might make Bowen pay a heavier price. Right hand was a low blow, really, from Bowen. Then some better punches. Again, smiling through the grim exchanges, Martin Jolley. Gumshield, I think, has come out, has it? Or something in the ring. Yeah, there's the gumshield. And it's Bowen's. This, by the way, will be the last scheduled 6-rounder, according to the camp, that Michael Bowen has. They want to move him onto the 8-round stage, just take him onto the second level of his career. There's that right uppercut. That is an impressive shot, isn't it?
It is an impressive punch, but he had to take another couple. I think, that was the first time I've seen a gum shield come out when a fighter's delivered a shot and not took one.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to quite have that firing, raging inferno type of style that Nigel Benn had when he was a young fighter on the way through. He looks useful, doesn't he, but without quite that devilment that Ben used to bring to the ring.
That's right. I don't think he's in the sort of fight which he feels he needs that, and I think that's how he sees this fight. So that's why he's going through the motions. It's good boxing, but at times leaving himself a little bit open and have to take a couple of shots. But the fear's not there in a fight like this, and I think that's why you're not seeing the devil there.
Seems quite a placid sort of chap, though, doesn't he, out of the ring as well, Michael Bowen. As you say, we may see a completely different fighter when he really moves into championship class, if he gets that far, of course. He might well do. Round 3. Bowen in the white trunks, the unbeaten hopeful in the super middleweight division. Same division, by the way, as his brother. Turning southpaw for a moment. Jolley using any little trick he can to get by. Jolley's been in with Glenn Catley, stopped in a round, the new British middleweight champion. He did go the full 6 rounds with Dean Francis showing plenty of durability. Lasted 3 and then 2 rounds with Ryan Rhodes in a couple of fights with him. Robin Reed got rid of Jolley in a round. He really has been in with some very good level of opposition. Often interesting to talk to these fellows who've fought them all and see how they rate the prospects one against the other.
Well, certainly he is one of the fighters that has been in with some of the top names out there, and at times he's handled himself quite well, but he's certainly amongst them. He's out of his league.
But you do admire his honesty and his love of boxing, obviously, to carry on in the face of a seemingly unending run of setbacks.
Well, I've been quite impressed with Bowen's jab. He's worked that well. He hasn't got at this point in the fight, there's a tendency that he might just start to relax. He's got to keep the pressure on Jolley. Even though Jolley appears to be absorbing the punches, they will be getting to him, they will be hurting. He's just got to keep busy and keep trying to look good, Bowen.
One shot that Bowen's produced that's been especially effective and eye-catching tonight has been the uppercut. A lot of blood now from the nose of Jolley, and these punches must be taking their toll, you would feel. Will he be able to force the stoppage? It's pretty one-sided, isn't it?
Yes, there's not a great deal coming back from Jolley at this point. He's just very much on the defensive. Looks as if he's sustained some damage to the nose. That's bleeding quite heavily, but there have been hurtful punches going in from Bowen.
It's just getting to the point where Di Morgan, I think the referee's got to think about it, and maybe think pretty carefully about it. There were 4 big shots to the head, and Jolley is a durable character, but his face is a mess as well. And other than for his pride in going on and hearing the final bell, you do wonder about the wisdom of letting him go on and take any more of this. I mean, it doesn't look like he can win the fight.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look as if he has the power or the determination or the skills to win this fight. He's going to take heavy punishment. Really, it's at a point like this where the referee has to watch closely. You wouldn't have, in fact, you would have applauded the referee if he just jumped in at that point of the hard punches. The right hand really rocked Jolley, and then that right uppercut was a hard punch to take, and he was under pressure there, Jolley.
It really is a honey punch for him, that uppercut, Michael Bowen. There would have been no complaint there, I think, had the referee stepped in at that point, but then the bell came. Glenn Rhodes in the corner has to think about it a little bit too. This is the 4th round. Bowen looking a good bet to keep his unbeaten record here, as we thought he probably would going in. And Martin Jolley has had to take rather a lot. Of course, one thing that legislates against corners pulling fighters out is if he does get stopped, he walks into a suspension, which keeps him out of the ring and costs him a bit of money. But I don't know, maybe that's something that the board have to think about.
Yes, I think at times they've really got to look at that, because it is difficult when a fighter has to be suspended, but you know, you don't want a fighter taking heavy punches.
Certainly not unnecessarily so. And fighters like Martin Jolley, well, not like nearly all fighters, are sometimes too brave for their own good.
Yes, I'm sure Jolley will not want to be stopped. He's in there. He wants to try and get through this, but it is getting hard for him. He is starting to take heavy punches.
No, he's doing what he wants, Bowen. There's some quite good sharp jabbing. His confidence is obviously very, very high because there's so little coming back from Jolley. Well, Jolley's looking out of the ring there. Somebody shouted out, "Stop boxing," from the back of the hall, and Jolley looked out of the ring and really gave them a dagger's look. He seemed to catch that remark, didn't he?
He did. He seemed to hear something there, and just took his eyes off Bowen, which was a little dangerous in itself. Bowen just content to get behind the jab, use his footwork, and just pick Jolley off from long reach. Nothing here. Jolley able to get nothing back at Bowen.
Just can't get near to him. He's outreached and out of range with his jab. He's quite nimble with his footwork as well, isn't he, Bowen? Quite speedy for a big man.
Yes, he moves around the ring very well, nice and loose-limbed, but he's got a sharp jab, really whacks that punch out. And I think that's good that he has got that looseness about him, and that will help with his punch power.
Certainly doing nothing wrong here, Michael Bowen. Left himself open to a couple early on. Maybe that was carelessness more than any very bad technical error. Peter de Freitas stable with Kevin Sanders there in the corner. He was there for the later stages of Nigel Benn's career, and they've got big hopes that the two Bowen boys will really come through and make an impact over the next couple of years and become stars for the stable.
Well, they're in the right weight division, both at the super middleweight division. They are exciting, that they have got ability, and there's a fair bit of potential there for the two brothers.
Look at the jabs, massive superiority for Bowen in that department. Jolley is with the same team that's behind Harold Graham at the moment. Who knows, Michael Bowen might fight Harold Graham one of these days. Wouldn't hold your breath waiting, mind you. Here's the fifth round. Bowen on the left of the picture. White trunks, winning everything so far, predictably enough, against Martin Jolley, the 30-year-old from Chesterfield, from the Glyn Rhodes gym, who hasn't had a win for over 2 years and is very much in the travelling loser category now.
I think Jolley will want Bowen just to keep moving around the ring and on the jab, and not really want Bowen to open up that much. It just gives him the time just to hang in this fight.
Bowen is dominating, but it has to be said, against this level of opponent, he ought to be, if he's going anywhere.
Yes, he is. He's dominating right from the offset. But I think he would like to get the stoppage.
And that is the stoppage. Martin Jolley says, no, I'm all right, but he would say that, wouldn't he? And there's certainly no disagreement from down here with me and Glenn. You don't like to see fighters taking unnecessary punishment. Maybe that stoppage could have been made earlier on, but no quarrels. I think Guy Morgan has done the right thing.
Yes, he has. He's a really likable chap, Martin Jolley, but we don't want to see fighters getting hurt, and it could happen in with a quality fighter like Bowen, who was really, when he unloaded, he looked very good. When he boxed, he showed good skills. He got a good punch on there. He maybe could have stopped it a couple of rounds previous when he was under a bit of pressure, but maybe it wasn't the greatest time to start it, but I think we all agree it was for the best.
Yeah, the timing was a little strange, but it was a compassionate decision, and maybe it should have been taken a little earlier on by the corner, but they know their man very well, and it's a difficult area. The main thing is that Martin Jolley goes home with some pay, and he seems to be okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops the contest with Martin Jolley in no position to continue after 1 minute and 8 seconds of the fifth round. The winner, and still undefeated in 8 contests, Michael Bowen.
Good performance by Bowen, who will now be stepped up to the 8th round class, and we may see him in some kind of championship contest later on this year.